and sometimes you're greeted with AT artwork. Good morning. Leaving Damascus. Great stay at Lady Di's. Yeah, great place. Couldn't recommend it more. Clean, comfortable, and Lady Di herself is amazing. Breakfast in the morning. I took a picture of it. Was great, and for the price, it's such a good stay. It's $50, which is good, I think, for Damascus. I couldn't find anything really too much cheaper, and it included breakfast in the morning and coffee, so that was worth it. Damascus is truly the AT town in terms of what I've seen so far. I know they have trail days here, and yeah, it's just nice that the whole town is built around hiking and biking and all this outdoor stuff. You kind of don't feel like an outsider. You kind of feel like this is a place for you, where some other towns are hiker friendly, but the whole town is not really in touch with the trail community, where Damascus, it is the kind of the essence of at least the downtown area that I walk through. So that was cool. Really like Damascus. Would love to come back here and maybe do some short bike trips on the Creeper Trail. But yeah, headed back on the AT. Hold on. The trail kind of walks downtown, directly through the town, which I kind of showed on the bike yesterday. And then, yeah, you just kind of go along this park, and there's a stream right down there. And the AT just kind of goes along this road and back up into the woods. So, yeah, next few days are a little odd. One big update. They closed the next 2 shelters due to aggressive bear activity. So I guess a bear got up and got really close to a person and wasn't backing down at a shelter. So they closed the next 2 shelters. So I have to go at least 18 miles today to stay in a shelter. And then tomorrow it's going to rain, or tonight it's going to rain into tomorrow. So I kind of want to be in a shelter tonight. So I pretty much either have to do 18 or 25. And then my next stop is going to be Mountain Harbor bed and breakfast. I have some rain pants going there, and that's right before Roan Mountain. So that'll be in 3-ish days, but we'll see how bad the rain is tomorrow and if I get washed out or if it's hikeable. Yeah, but the bear activity, that was something I didn't know about till I got into town. So hopefully I don't see any aggressive bears and I won't be staying at those 2 shelters. All right, made it to Tennessee, all the way out of Virginia state line and going across. Virginia, biggest state on the AT. Forget how many miles, but it's a lot. I love Virginia. You hear about Virginia blues because it's so long. As a southbounder, I didn't feel that at all. I think someone commented Virginia blues on one of the videos way back in Shenandoah, and that was the first time that even crossed my mind, because as a southbounder, Virginia is the first time you actually get back up at elevation on some bigger mountains in kind of since Vermont, Massachusetts. So there's a lot of really interesting things in Virginia. The hostels are unbelievable. That is part of the trail. I just left Damascus, arguably best trail town, the whole AT. Just think of some of the hostels, Woods Hole, Stanimals, Lady Dies, Bear Garden, all the Shenandoah lodges. Like, you have so many places to stay. The views, like, I still remember Spy Rock, the Priest. I know I'm forgetting a lot of others, but oh, and then Grayson Highlands. Like, Grayson Highlands is there. There's so much in Virginia. It was hard for me to like feel Virginia blues. So I love Virginia. I think it'll end up being like very close to the top on my list. I know it's a long state, but you know, if you're not worried about crossing states off or stuff like that, there's so much to enjoy in Virginia. But now I'm in Tennessee, so now I got Tennessee and North Carolina and Georgia. That's it. So feeling good. Yeah, I don't think anything else. I guess I could update on the food that I got this trip. I like to give, people are always interested in food. I'm gonna keep doing those like ramen bombs, so ramen and instant mash, and some kind of like tuna or chicken for dinner. And then, hold on. For breakfast, still oatmeal. And lunch, this was my wild card. I got that like peanut butter and jelly in a single container, and I packed out some like buns, like actual bread, and that's in like the very top of my pack so it doesn't get smushed. But yeah, just another good, I keep trying to throw something else in every time to keep it interesting. And yeah, I got instant coffee too, so Folgers instant coffee. I know it's not good, it's not great, but it's hot, it has caffeine, and it tastes somewhat bitter like coffee, so it'll work. But yeah, food, I got food for like 4 days, and that should get me to Mountain Harbor pretty easily. So food is feeling pretty good, not too heavy in the pack. Usually first day out it's feeling pretty heavy on you, but this one's doing well, so I'm gonna keep on trucking. I'm at the Abington Gap shelter, and this is the one with the bear activity. Let me show you the sign. So it says camping's closed, aggressive bear activity. So carry bear spray, hiking groups. I don't have bear spray, I'm not in a group. Yeah, so I did hear from a few other hikers that some hunters came out, or I don't know if it was hunters or someone from the state. They did come out and eliminate the bear, so it's probably safe to be around here. But yeah, I think it's more of a call to make sure that you're storing your food well. It is kind of hard to do on the AT sometimes. Sometimes there's not good trees for bear hangs. They don't require bear canisters. I'm not carrying one because of the weight. But I use smell-proof bags. I hang well when I can, and I use bear boxes when I can. Because yeah, if there's enough trash, there's enough food, and you know, this kind of stuff could happen where a bear starts getting aggressive and then it needs to be killed. So yeah, it's kind of sad, but I think it's probably safe to be here. I'm not camping here, but figured I'd show you that because yeah, it came up today. Alright, so it looks like rain is coming early, and of course right after made a call to push on to the next shelter. So yeah, I don't know if it was a good decision, but most of the rain looks like it's going to be tomorrow morning into the afternoon. It could be an all-day rain event tomorrow, so doing more miles today only leaves 15 miles to a hostel tomorrow in case I want to do that. So I'm going to do more miles today. It'll end up being like a 25, I think. And I still have 7 miles left, and it's already 5 o'clock, so more night hiking. And it's raining right now, so it could be a rainy night hike to a shelter But I think it's the right call because it leaves, gives me the option tomorrow, which looks like the worst weather day, to cut it short and go to a hostel. So that's the decision, and I'm gonna get moving so I can hopefully get there at a semi-reasonable hour, though at this point it's looking like after 8 o'clock. Maybe my last update before I call it for the night, just because sometimes hard to film at night. I got a bunch of people asking about my hat, and the hat is AJGA, American Junior Golf Association. I am not a member of the AJGA, nor have I ever been. I worked at a golf course for a long time. Shout out to Skyview Golf Club in New Jersey. Worked there for, I think, close to 8 years. And yeah, I'd always like put carts away and pick the driving range and yeah, that kind of stuff. But anyway, they had an outing and I got one of these hats. They had like an extra hat and just had it forever, like always worn it. Yeah, but I'm not like representing an organization. It just, like, it's an old hat that I've always have, and I love it. So it was never a question in my mind that I'd be bringing it. The frays on the front, I'm afraid to like trim them because I don't want the hat to fall apart. Like, I don't want I mean, it is falling apart, but I don't want to expedite it. So I'm just going to leave the frays. If anyone knows like how to fix these things, like if there's a way to restore this hat, I'd love to after the trail, but it's not looking like it's in good condition right now. But yeah, that's the story of the hat and what it stands for and what's going on with the rips. But it will, in one way, shape, or form, get all the way to Springer with me. I'd say the hat and my emergency ramen. Those are two things that are definitely getting all the way to Springer. So yeah, that's a backstory. I know a bunch of people were asking about it, so figured I'd fill you in. So I'm still hiking on. It's about 6:30 now in this great field, and look at that nice AT logo on the farm and some great meadow walking, which I love. It's like one of the best parts about the South, and yeah, every now and then you get a nice break from the forest and get this nice easy walk through a meadow, and sometimes you're greeted with AT artwork.